kids. How are you doing today? Welcome back to Reading for Vocabulary. I'm Brian Stuart. We're on Lesson 6, Fossil Fuels. So in this lesson, we will focus on, let's learn about how plants from long ago can cause pollution today. And of course, pollution is not good for our bodies. So our topic, our subject is health, right? So that's what we'll be talking about in this lesson. Let's take a look here. First of all, what are fossil fuels? There are many kinds of fossil fuels. In this video here, we can see these machines working in a field or in a plane. What are these machines doing? They're getting oil from the ground. They're pumping up oil from deep underground. And oil is a fossil fuel. We make gas out of oil, right? Kyungyu, I think you say in Korean, Kyungyu, right? Where you go to the Jujuso, the gas station, and you get fuel, right? So oil is made into gas. It's a type of fossil fuel. Also, we'll look at other types of fossil fuels in this lesson. Okay, our first word for the vocabulary, he's very happy. He's very proud. I hope you get the same thing. He got an A+. Yay! Right? It can be done. Yes, you can get an A+. It is possible. Yes, you can do it, right? It's possible. You can do it. You can do it. It is possible. Okay, number 2. Wow, very exciting picture. Of course, he is a firefighter. And the word, though, is not firefighter, it is to need. Now, when we say to need, what's another word for that? It's require. A firefighter needs water to put out the fire. He requires water to put out the fire. To require. Now, maybe a little difficult pronunciation. Require. Require. So to require is to need something. You say 필요하다, right? 필요하다, I need it. I need it. I require it. I must have it. Okay, number 3. This is a big city. Looks like New York. Central Park is in the background. But when we talk about all big cities, any big city, connected with a city, we say urban. Urban. So if you live in a city, you are living in an urban setting. You are living in an urban setting. But if you live on a farm in the countryside, you are living in a rural setting. So urban and rural, pandero, right? They are opposites. So I live in a city. I live in an urban place or setting. I live in a farm. I live in a rural place or setting. Okay? So rural is countryside. Urban is city. Okay. Number 4, having to do with factories. So when we talk about factories and factories that are making things and machines, the process of manufacturing, we're usually talking about industrial topics or industrial things. Industrial is an adjective having to do with factories. This job is an industrial job, right? This business deal is an industrial business deal having to do with factories. Industrial. Okay, so the pronunciation, it's a long word. Industrial. Okay? Okay, next one, number 5. Well, this is very interesting. What is this? If we look closely, this is rock, right? It's a piece of rock, but there's some strange, it looks kind of scary. It's a spider, right? It's a spider that died a long, long time ago. And at long time ago, this rock was mud. It was soft. And the spider's body laid there and got covered with mud and got pressed. And because of the pressure, it turned into rock. So that all that is left of the spider is this form or this shape in the rock. It's all that remains. All that remains. The remains of the spider is all that is left of this spider is the shape of the spider in the rock. So if something is gone, it goes away, or something dies, sometimes there's a little bit that remains from that thing that died a long time ago. Remains. Okay, next one, number 6. To come together. When things come together, what do? They form something, okay? So they form a field. They might form a landscape. When you put like wood and concrete and other materials together, you can form a house or a building. It's when you have many things or materials come together, they form or make or create some other thing. They form something. Okay. 7. Are you hungry? Looks like somebody's cooking something, right? A series of actions or changes. When you cook something, you're doing a series of actions. Step 1, step 2, step 3. You follow many actions or changes, different steps. We call all of those steps together, that's called a process. What is the process of making chocolate chip cookies? What is the process of making a pancake? You follow the different steps. Those steps are a process. How to do something. Okay, next one. Number 8. Maybe your mom or dad does this a lot. Maybe you do it, right? If the light goes out in your room, you flip the switch, it doesn't work. It's time to change something for something else. So you take the old light bulb. It's a light bulb, by the way. You take the old light bulb and you put a new light bulb in its place. What are you doing? You are replacing. Replace the old one with a new one. You replace the old one, get rid of the old one, put a new one, you replace it. Replace the old one with a new one. Replace the old light bulb with a new light bulb. Okay. Number 9, to let go, right? Very interesting picture. I think it's been photoshopped. Okay, but anyway, this person is letting these doves, these birds go, right? To let go means to release. Let go, right? If you love something, release it. If it comes back to you, it loves you too. But if it doesn't come back, it never was to be. Oh well. So anyway, to release something, let it go. Let it go. Release it. Release. Release. Let it go. Number 10, to save. Now this looks strange. What are they saving? Well, what are they doing? They're digging in the ground. They're going to plant trees or bushes. So they are trying to save the earth. So what are they doing? They are conserving, especially when we talk about protecting the environment or trying to save the earth. We are talking about conserving the earth. Now you can also conserve other things. If you are careful with the electricity you use in your house, turn off the light when you leave the room. You want to conserve electricity. If you want to conserve water, when you wash your hands, don't run the water the whole time. Run the water, get your hands wet, turn it off, use soap, then turn it on again and wash the soap off. Conserve water, save electricity, save the earth. Conservation project, okay? Conserve is the way we pronounce that. 11. Ooh, what's that? Doesn't look very pretty, but it's very important. A black stone burned for heat. What do we call it? We call it coal. C is a hard K sound. K. Coal. Coal. Coal is a black stone, like we see in this picture, and we burn it for heat. If you go to, what do you say, bulgogi or gogi jeep? Bulgogi jeep, you want to get bulgogi? Or some places where they have the outside barbecue, right? They put coal in the fire underneath and they burn it, right? And that's an example of coal. You can see it every day, right? So black stone burned for heat is coal. Coal is very important for our modern life. Next one, you don't worry about this. You're not driving, but when you get older, you have to be careful. Look at the gas, right? Because when you use up all the gas, no more. Ta 없어요, right? Then you have run out of gas. Run out. And the way to use it, run out of Momo. Run out of gas. Run out of food. Run out of water. That means you used it all up. You used it, now it's all gone. We can use up all the water, we can use up all the food in your refrigerator, we can use up all the electricity, right? That means we don't have any more. It's 없어요, 다 없어요. We run out. Okay, number 13, to make dirty. Imagine that this is not water. Maybe this is some chemical that's coming out of these pipes into the stream. It's making the stream or the river dirty. What is it doing? It's polluting. So when we make the environment dirty, we are polluting the environment. And sometimes factories or industrial places, industrial companies will pollute the environment because of what they're doing. Their activities make dirty water, it makes dirty air, or it makes things that we throw away in the ground, so dirty land. If we make something dirty, we are polluting the environment. Pollute. Okay, next one. Fuel. That was very fast. Fuel is very energetic, isn't it? So it jumps on the screen. Okay. Something that produces heat or power is fuel. And it's interesting to look at this picture because you say, well, where's the fuel? It's not an engine. He's using his legs. The fuel is inside his body. He ate breakfast that morning. The breakfast is the fuel. The food that we eat helps us produce heat or, in this case, power. Right? When we put gas in our car, that's the fuel that makes the engine go. It gives power to the engine. So fuel, there's many kinds of fuel, right? And this word, of course, is fuel. Okay, next one. Oh, very peaceful picture, very nice picture. Looks like the American West, looks like where I'm from, okay? A part of a place. If we look at this very wide landscape, very big what? Very big area. An area is a part of a place, right? So the area in your house, right? That's an area. Your bedroom is an area. Your kitchen is an area. It's part of a place. Okay, wow, this is a very exciting picture, right? This looks like it's downtown in a very large town. Downtown in a very large town. But what's a very large town? A very large town, we have a special word for that, right? If there's just a few people living together, just a few houses, we say that's a village. Okay, it's a village. If a few more houses, a few more buildings, we can say it's a town. But more and more like this, huge buildings, very tall buildings, millions of people living together, we say that is a city. So village, town, city. Okay? Okay, let's go over the vocabulary. Here we have an interesting and exciting, a fun vocabulary exercise. It's a puzzle, and this is a crossword puzzle that you have in your book. We could say it's a crossword. Americans say crossword puzzle. Crossword puzzle. So our object is to solve the puzzle. We say it's crossword because you have words that go down and you have words that go across, right? And you have to fill in the boxes with the letters. Crossword. One down and across. First, we start with across, the clues for across. Now, these are the words that we're going to put in the crossword puzzle. There are 8 words. Let's go over them first. Possible, possible. Require, require. Urban, urban. Industrial, industrial. Remains, remains. Form, form. Process, process. And replace, replace. Those are the words we need to fit into the crossword puzzle. Now, when you do a crossword puzzle, usually they give you the clues for the words that are going across, and then in the next section, they give you clues for words that go down in the puzzle, right? Down. First, we're going to talk about the words that are going across. For these clues, we have pictures. Okay, so for number 1, we have a picture. That is our clue. This is a picture of a city. Now, when we talk about the city setting, right, what do we say? I taught you 2 words, right? First, I taught you in the city you say it's urban, and in the countryside you say it's rural. But this is a city, so this is the word we need, urban. And we can see U-R-B-A-N, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's an important point about crossword puzzles. You have to fit the same number of letters, in the blank. So you're looking for a 5-letter word that goes with this picture. Let's see that in number 3. Going across number 3. We have 1, 2, 3, 4. A 4-letter word that matches this picture. Remember, we talked about this picture? When things come together, they do something, right? What do? They form something. So they form a field, or they form a landscape. To form. Okay, next one. Number 7. Oh my gosh. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Whew. A 10-letter word. We're looking for a 10-letter word that goes with this picture. So which is a 10-letter word that goes with this picture? In this picture we can see this is the inside of a factory. So having to do with factories, remember the word? We said that was industrial. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's our 10-letter word that matches the picture. Okay? Number 8. We're following a certain series of steps to cook something, or, to make something. It doesn't have to be cooking. It can be anything. We need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 words. Where is a 7-letter word that has to do with this picture? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's our word. It is process. Process. Of course, you can't just do the number of words. You have to make sure it matches the picture, right? A process is a series of steps that you do, a series of actions or changes to do something. Okay, that was the words that were across. They all had pictures. Now we're looking at the words that go down in the puzzle. The words that go down, the clues are part of a sentence. It's like filling in the blank, except in this case, the blank is the box, right? The boxes for each letter of the word. What word makes sense in this sentence? Babies, beep, care and attention. Babies need something, right? Babies need care and attention. What's another word for need that we talked about? Would it be require? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That fits and it makes sense. Babies require care and attention. That's true. So that's the correct answer. Number 4. I gave the beep of my lunch to the dog. I gave the what of my lunch to the dog? Well, think about that. Do you have a dog? When you eat food, your dog looks at you like this, right? So after you finish eating, maybe you don't eat everything, so you give what's left to your dog, right? What is left is the what? It's the remains. You give the remains of your lunch, maybe a piece of bread or maybe some rice or maybe a piece of apple. Dogs eat apples, right? So you give the remains of your lunch to your dog. But don't do that, actually, because your dog will beg you every time you eat, right? So it's not good to give the remains of your lunch or dinner to your dog. Give them their food separately. Okay. Next one, number 5 down. New cars will beep the older cars. Remember, we talked about this. You change one thing for another. If something's old, it doesn't work, you remove it and you put a new one in its place. What are you doing? You are replacing. New cars will replace the older cars. So you will replace the old one with a new one. Replace new cars new cars will replace the older cars. They will replace the older cars. Okay. Number 6, it is beep, but not easy. So when we talk about this is a little bit more difficult, right? You can do many things. Some things you can do are very easy, but some things you can do are very hard. Don't give up. Even though it's very hard, you can do it. It's what? It's possible. It's possible, but not easy. Just because something is hard or not easy doesn't mean it's not possible, right? Many things in your life will be hard to do, but you can do it. It's possible. It is possible to do. Okay, that wraps it up for the vocabulary crossword puzzle. It's kind of fun putting a crossword puzzle together, isn't it? But in every crossword puzzle, you have to find the clues across and then down, and you can mix them up. And of course, remember, pay attention to the number of letters in each box. Okay, well, let's take a short break here. We'll come back soon, and we'll go over the reading passage together.